Good morning, everyone. So today we are going to pressure can some chicken stock that we have been cooking since last night, and I've been wanting to do more canning videos, so here we go. Chicken stock consisted of basically the bones, the remnants of the chicken, the whole chicken, and we added some onion and thyme and carrots and garlic and a whole, let's see, celery, some parsley, salt and pepper. But basically we browned the bones, what was left over, and put it in the pot with all those ingredients and let it simmer overnight. So it's been 10 hours, I think, on there. So we are gonna start processing it to get it into the jars, and I'm filling up the sink with hot water for the jars to go in. We've got our water already in the pressure canner and have our water for the lids going on. So those will go in there. And I'm not really sure how many jars we're gonna be able to do once I get everything strained. So I'm just starting out with 4 right now, 4 quarts, and then we will add more or take away depending on how much stock we end up with. So hold on. Okay, so here we go. We are gonna start by, let's see, this stuff's gonna just fall apart. So I've got a slotted spoon, and we're just gonna start by scooping all of this bits and goodness out of here. And then once we get all the big chunks out, we are gonna strain it, and then I'll end up putting it through my broth separator, because with the skins and everything there's a good bit of oil in there. So I'll put it through my broth separator, and then we'll pour it into the jars. Okay, so we've got most of the big chunks out of there and over here. So now we are going to set up our strainer and a bowl. There we go. And then I'm going to place a towel down in there. To help catch any chunks. Okay, so everything's out. We've got our towel in there, so we're gonna scoop through this. And then just strain. So we're gonna do this over and over until we've got all of the stock out and strained through. All right, so here we have our broth separator. So basically the broth will pour from the bottom and the oil will stay on top. Aspen, stop, baby. So we're just going to carefully pour that in there. And I know each quart will hold about 3 cups. So you can see as it cools down a little bit, we've got that broth there at the top. So, and a little bit of oil in there is okay, but you just don't want a whole lot, or you could have issues with the jar sealing and mold, bacteria, all that not good stuff. So we're gonna pull out one of our warm jars. And let me grab a towel. You can tell you kind of need a workspace when you're doing this. Normally I've got all this set out, but this was kind of impromptu. So we're gonna go ahead and pour this hot stock in, and once we notice our fat carefully pour. When we get down to the bottom here, we're going to stop and we'll add a little bit more stock. When you're doing stocks, you're going to want, I believe it's 1 inch of headspace. Yeah. So here's our headspace tool. 1 inch is basically the top mark. So we can see that's basically just below the bottom of the rim there. So we pour little bit of fat out. Just carefully pour that in. And about there. And we'll check. So we can still go up about 1/4 of an inch. A little bit more. Okay, so now we're gonna get these capped, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill the other jars that I have. Well, finish straining, fill the other jars that I have, and then we'll put them all into the pressure canner. Okay, so we've got 3 quarts. I've got to get the lid on that one, and then we've got this one left. I think it's only going to be about 2 cups. So what we're just going to save this and put it in the fridge for us to use this week. So and there we go. So we got 3 quarts out of it, and that was just 1 chicken. So you know, if you have the capability of processing more, you'll definitely get more, but I'm going to get the lid on that one, and then we'll get them into the pressure. Also, I forgot to mention, we've got a little container here of white vinegar. So before we put the lids on, we're just going to wipe around the jar and wipe around the lid, and that will just help the lid get a good seal on this. So go on finger tight. And we'll get these into the dough. We've got our 3 jars in there. I'm gonna get the lid put on. And I can't do this one-handed. So we're gonna tighten down our lid and get it turned up to high heat, let it vent for 10 minutes, and then we've got 10 pounds of weighted pressure that we will go for 25 minutes with the quart jars. So, okay, so our little jiggler has just started jiggling, and we're gonna put 25 minutes on our timer, and there it is. Now you don't start your timer until your jiggler starts jiggling. It's gonna vent for 10 minutes, and then it's gonna take a while. I wanna say it was like another 15 minutes before the jiggler actually started jiggling once I put it on there. So don't set your timer until that starts wiggling and jiggling. All right, so timer just went off. We moved it to a not hot burner, and we're gonna let the lock come down back here before we remove the lid, and then we'll pull the jars out and let them cool. Okay, so I just pulled the jars. Well, I did it like 5 minutes ago. I just forgot to do the end of the video. So pressure canner has cooled, jars have been taken out. Make sure to use your jar grabby things. I put them on a towel, and there we go. So we got 3 quarts, and then I had 2 cups left over that I put in a jar and just stuck in the fridge, and we'll use that at some point this week. So hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great day. Shalom.